Good afternoon, beautiful people, and welcome on Real Talk with Mrs. Fam. This is Kosoro Radio on your evergreen. My name is Olayinka Omotayo Fambegbe, aka Mrs. Fam, and on this platform we talk about real life issues. Here we discuss family matters, parenting, relationships, domestic issues, like domestic abuse, mental health issues, social issues, homelessness, health and well being. We discuss a lot of topics on this platform. Today's topic is a very important one: understanding dementia, breaking the silence in African homes. But before we go any further, happy Easter Sunday to you all. This is a season of love, sacrifice, and hope. So today, as it is a special day, it is a day to show love. So if you want to send a shout out to your loved ones, you can WhatsApp us on voice notes during this show. You can send text messages, and then you can give us a call. And yes, you will also have the chance to call in and share your thoughts. And if you're just joining us, happy Easter to you. Happy Sunday. Happy new month. Happy sunshine. How is your family? How is everyone doing? How's work going? Well, we'll be going back to work on Tuesday. I don't know, maybe you're at work today, so happy work day. So, welcome back. Let's start with the truth. Our topic today is dementia in African homes. How often or how do we discuss this? Do we even discuss it? Do we even have enough knowledge about what this condition is? So on this program today, we're going to be having real talk on what dementia is. Dementia is a medical condition that nobody wants. That it can happen to anybody, but nobody wants it. But this is a condition that can happen to anybody. So it's a condition that affects the memory, thinking, behavior, and ability to carry out activities of daily living. This condition can affect all these four things: the memory, our thinking, the way we think, the way we behave, the way we are able or unable to carry out activities of daily living. How does it affect memory? This is an example is when you cannot even remember what your name is. When the people we love don't remember who we are. And the behavior, some may be aggressive, unfortunately. This is no fault of their own. And the ability to carry out activities of daily living, it could be from not even remembering that they have eaten, or maybe they've had their medication, or putting things in the wrong place, like putting shoes in the fridge, or putting shoes in the pot, just doing dramatic things that you think, oh, this is not normal behavior of this individual. It is not a witchcraft. Dementia is not witchcraft. It is not a spiritual punishment. Dementia is not a spiritual punishment. It is not a witchcraft. It is not something somebody have done wrong. Dementia is a brain condition that requires medical care and support. Okay, let's talk facts before we go further. In the UK, where I live, about 982,000 people are living with dementia. About 982,000 people live with dementia in the UK. And this is expected to rise to 1.4 million by 2040. In Nigeria, where I come from, about 4.9% of older adults are living with this condition. Many cases are not diagnosed due to stigma and lack of awareness. And this is why we must talk about it. on Real Talk with Mrs. Pham. Let's address something very, very sensitive now. We respect religion, we respect faith. But let's be clear. Dementia has nothing to do with religion or witchcraft. Dementia has nothing to do with religion or witchcraft. In many African homes, people suffer from dementia, but they are labeled as witches, they are isolated, they are ignored, in fact, they are abused. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is not spiritual, and this is only medical. What people in this condition need is medical support, emotional support, financial support, and compassion to be shown towards them. Let's stop the labeling. Let us stop the labeling, and let us start understanding what this condition is. Let me paint a picture for you. And we're still discussing dementia in African homes. Right now, okay, I will use myself as an example. Right now, I am independent. I can have my bath myself. I can dress myself. I know what I want to eat for the day. I know where I want to go. I remember my children's name. I remember who I am. I remember what I do for a living. I remember where I was born, the date I was born. In fact, I remember all my siblings' date of birth. I can cook for myself. I can make decisions for myself, who to do this for me or who to do that for me or what I want done, activities of daily living. Now imagine somebody like me. Suddenly, I cannot remember my children. I cannot remember to feed myself. I cannot remember how to use the toilet. That is a big one. I can't remember when to go to the toilet or how to use it. I can't even recognize my own home. I don't know where I live. That is the reality of dementia. That is just the reality. In some cases, so many people get confused and they become so aggressive. And when I mean aggressive, sometimes, most times, it could be physical. It is not a very good situation. Some people wander about. They can't remember where they live. They will just wander off. It's not a good outcome for so many because unfortunately, they could get hit by a car or they could get, into trouble, or they may not find the help that, is much needed for them. They just forget everything. And many also in this situation have other health conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, even stroke on top of the dementia. This is complex, guys. This is very complex. These people are not difficult people. People in this situation are not difficult people. Okay, let's make it more personal, guys. This person that is in this situation was once a mother, a father, a teacher, a friend. In fact, it could be once a provider for you. They have love, they have sacrificed, they have contributed immensely to the society, to the church, to their community, to their family, to their friends, to their colleagues. Now they need you. This is the time that people with dementia need you most. Okay, ask yourself, if I am in this situation, how would I want to be treated? How would you want to be treated if you find yourself in this situation? Like I said, anybody can find themselves in this situation. How do you want to be treated? Would you like to be respected, regardless of this condition that it's no fault of your own that has happened to you? How would you want to be treated? Because I would want to be treated with love, with dignity and with patience. I would want to be treated with compassion. I would want people to understand, and I would want people to know more about how this condition affects me. That's how I would want to be treated. For example, we have maybe somebody's husband now is kind of losing memory, or somebody's partner, or somebody's wife, somebody's mom, somebody's auntie, somebody's uncle, somebody's grandmother, somebody's grandfather. How do we relate with them? Especially for people who feel, oh, this person is difficult, they're not engaging with support. We need more understanding of this condition to understand that it is not their fault that they're acting or behaving in this way. Some people live far away from their loved ones, and they would need other people, maybe caretakers, or agencies or nurses, or people to help them to support their loved ones. And the people supporting them may feel overwhelmed, especially because of the physical aggression that these people may show during looking after them. And for some people, they may need to place their families in care homes where they will be well looked after, and they will be shown that much love that they support. And let me say this clearly again: that is not a sign of wickedness or failure. That can be an act of love. In fact, most times it is an act of love. Putting your loved ones in homes where they will be much supported medically, emotionally, physically, mentally, socially, morally, they will be shown a lot of respect, is not a sign of wickedness. It is not a sign of failure. It can be an act of love. Also, I want to encourage people to seek for respite care. Ask for help. It is not a sign of weakness. Speak to professionals. In the UK, support is available through Alzheimer's Society, Dementia UK. I am going to stress on one important thing: safeguarding. If you ever see somebody in this situation that is being abused, that is being neglected, that is being isolated, I want you to just do one thing. Don't say it is not my business, because it is your business. It is your business because these people are vulnerable and they need protection. Now, it is time to check our messages, our voice notes, and it is time for you to call in and share your experience. Let's spread the love. So let's start with the messages. So this is David from Birmingham. In my case, it was my dad. Thanks, David, for sending your voice message. We really appreciate your contribution. Yeah, so David from Birmingham, you said, in my case, it was my dad. Around 2023, he started repeating the same stories over and over. At first, we laughed it off, but it got worse. The hardest part is watching someone you love slowly forgetting things that mattered to them. Thanks for David for sharing that. Ngozi from Enugu, Nigeria. Thanks for contributing. You said, growing up, we didn't even know what dementia was. In 2021, my grandma started forgetting things and calling people by wrong names. Some relatives said it was spiritual, but now I understand it was a medical condition. We really need more awareness in our homes. Thanks for sharing that, Ngozi from Nigeria, from Enugu, Nigeria. I am going to Kemi from Ibadan. Mine still hurts to talk about. It was my mom. Around 2022, she started forgetting little things. Where she was, where she kept her money, names of neighbors. We just thought it was stress. But one evening, she looked at me and asked, "Who are you?" That moment broke me. Some relatives said it was spiritual. Others said we offended someone. So instead of getting proper help early, we were moving from one place to the other. By the time we finally got medical attention, it had progressed. I think the hardest part is not just the memory loss, it's watching someone who raised you slowly lose themselves while you're still there. We really need to stop keeping quiet about these things in African homes. Please send a shout out to my dearest friend and mentor, Mr. Olatunji Martins. Tell him I appreciate all he does as a mentor. So, this is for you, Mr. Olatunji Martins from Kemi Ibadan. She wants to appreciate you for all you do every time as a mentor. Keep doing the good work. Kudos to you. I'm going to go on to the next message. This is from, there's no name. So you said, my gran had dementia. She was around 60 to 70 when she was diagnosed. It started off with just small things, forgetting little things or repeating herself constantly. Over the years, things grew worse. As a family, we looked after her the best we could. My dad would do her cleaning, shopping, and make sure she would be okay. I would take her out twice a week so she got out of the house. Things did get worse and worse to the point between us we would have 30 phone calls and around 20 visits to her home a day. We would find her medication in the toilet as she would be taking them. So we would go and make sure she had them. Connected our cooker and made our meals ourselves. We did our washing as she didn't know how to do anything. She would phone us as she had forgotten to turn our TV on. Oh dear. We ended up putting her in a home as she was going out in the early hours of the morning, in the night. Oh dear. I'll just take that again. She would phone us as she had forgot to turn our TV off. We ended up putting her in a home as she was going out in the early hours in a night wear. She thought I was a friend from school, but we were off to when we went out for a coffee. She didn't tell the staff she needed the toilet and went to the bathroom herself, and she fell and broke her hip. The doctors ended up fixing her hip together, and she was then on a wheelchair. Then in June of 2019, my dad phoned me to tell me my gran had passed, but I didn't feel sadness. I felt joy. She was with my granddad, something she had longed for many years. But also she was a happy and healthy lady again. It is true what they say, you lose them twice. It was heartbreaking watching my gran not knowing who her family she doted on so much was, and not be the one to care for them. Thank you so much for sharing that. You said she died at the age of 88, but I know she lived her best life. We have a call. I'm not sure if the caller is still on. Caller, would you like to call back? Thank you. I'm going to go on to another message. Good afternoon. We don't have a name for this person that has sent the text. Good afternoon and happy Easter to us all. Happy Easter. I would like to contribute to today's discussion about dementia. My question is, how do we prevent it at an early stage? Also, is there any recommended food or vitamins that someone can take, especially when it's hereditary? Thank you so much. My name is Olajumoke from Milton Keynes. Thank you, Olajumoke from Milton Keynes. We're going to take another text message. This is from and someone who doesn't want to be named. So you said, "Good afternoon, Mrs. Pham, and happy holidays. Well done. You are doing a great job here. I have these few questions. Mrs. Pham, how do we protect our elders from the social stigma in the village or neighborhood when they start exhibiting confused behaviors associated with dementia?" Number two question, you said, when a parent no longer recognizes their own child, the emotional toll is heavy. How do we keep our own mental health intact while caring for someone who is physically there but mentally absent? Number three question, you said, in Africa, we don't really have the care home culture. How can families realistically structure the high cost of 24/7 home care without breaking the family's financial back? Okay, guys, I don't want to be the only person answering this. I want you to, you know, support me in providing answers to these questions. I'm going to go on to the next message. So we have your message here. There's no name on it. Dementia is a broad term and a global issue, which is sometimes misunderstood, especially where cultural or spiritual explanations are often used to understand illnesses. Some people mistakenly link dementia to witchcraft because symptoms like confusion and unusual behavior seem mysterious. In reality, you said, conditions like Alzheimer's diseases are caused by changes in the brain, its non-spiritual forces. You said misunderstanding this can lead to stigma, hence preventing people from getting proper care. You said, shout out to Christians all over the world. Going on to our next message. Hello. You said, lovely day to you, Mrs. Pham. Hello, happy Easter. Hope you're enjoying the holidays even while you're working. Yes, I am. Thanks for asking. I don't have a question, just some contributions. That's exactly what we need. We often celebrate our elders for being our memory keepers. But when they lose their memory to dementia, they don't lose their dignity. We must transition from being their children to being their safe space without making them feel like children. Thanks so much for highlighting that. We don't want them to feel little. And yes, it is true that in many African communities, dementia is misdiagnosed as witchcraft or spiritual attack. We need to stop spiritualizing a biological condition so our elders can get the medical care and compassion they actually need. I'm going to take a pause there and take this call, and then I will continue with your text, Kemi Adeshola. Hello, caller. Good afternoon. Happy Easter to you. And where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Pham.
Good
My name is
afternoon.
Bumi. I'm calling from Lagos.
Oh, nice to have you from Lagos. How are you today?
I'm very well, and you? Happy holidays, happy Easter.
Thank you. I'm wishing you all the same. How would you like to contribute to today's topic?
Oh yeah, today's topic, dementia. Very sensitive one.
It is.
It's a lot if it happens to someone like a loved one. But it's I think till now there's not been a cure, but there's been treatment for it. And then it could come in any form, from brain injury to aging to family history. But all I know is, with much care for the loved one, with showing support for them and being there, I think that will mean a great deal to them. And I want to really appreciate you for your program. You're really bringing light, you're really shedding light to a lot of topic that people whisper about. They couldn't come out to talk about it, but you're really doing a good job. Thank you so much, Mrs. Fan. God bless you.
Thank you
That's all
so
I have to
much.
say.
Thank you. But before you go,
Enjoy your holiday.
but thank you.
Listener.
Before you go, I want to ask: is there something, personal regarding this issue that you want to share? Some real life experience. Maybe you've just seen people talk. I mean, seen that happen to somebody you know, or you heard people talk about it. Especially in our culture where we hide these people away. We hardly want anyone to know that this is happening. And what can we do to break that cycle, you know, and just knowing that this is just a condition that when they get the right support, they can live a normal life.
Yes. I would like to briefly talk about an experience that is so personal, and it took the life of my mom. She was a superwoman where she was alive. She was very active, a beautiful woman, a disciplinarian. She was a good woman. But when this disease came in, it was so bad. It was so bad that it is well.
Sorry, I had to let
It's
you share
just
that. I'm so sorry.
thank you. But we just need to talk about it because a lot of people are still going through this, and they need to know how to go about it, to be there for their loved one, to show them love and support, because by that time they are in that situation, they don't know whatever they are doing anymore. They are just incapacitated. They are just living on someone to just be there to show them love, to show them support. That doesn't mean that, oh, they are old, because they are old, that's why they are. No, they don't want to be like that. They don't want their hand to remain just not functioning, or their brain not functioning, or not to be able to help themselves. But while we are there, we should show them more love than usual. We should show them kindness, support, and just continue to hold their hands.
Thank you
By so
so
doing, I
much.
believe they can help them while going
Oh,
through that situation.
listen, thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you so
hope
much,
you would
Mrs. Spence.
always, always, always tune in, contribute,
Yes,
and we hope to see you next Sunday. We hope to hear from you.
definitely.
Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much,
Thank you
and
so
God bless.
much.
Bye for now. We're gonna take our next call. Hello,
Okay.
good afternoon. Yeah, you're live now. Good afternoon, caller. Where are you calling from, and what's your name?
My name is Olatunji and I'm calling from Lagos, Nigeria.
Hello, Latunji. Nice to have you on Real Talk with Mrs. Fan. How are you today? Happy
Thank you.
Easter.
Yes, happy holidays. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Your contributions, please.
Yes, I don't really have a question. I want to make contributions too.
Thank you.
I think 2 years ago, I saw one of the things that surprised me the most on social media in Nigeria. I have heard about these things before, but I've not experienced it at that rate. It was a video of a woman that was being lynched almost to death
Hmm.
because people claim they saw her while she was flying in the midnight as a witch and she fell down into their compound because they were praying as at that period, that time. So they almost killed this woman by beating her until someone called the police to rescue her. Then they later found out she's in a vegetable state, like she can't remember anything.
Hmm.
And because she looks old and haggard, they've just, I think they just figured or they just agreed that she's a witch.
Hmm.
But thank God for the intervention of the police as at then, because they would have killed her
Hmm.
all in the name of she's a witch while she's just suffering from dementia.
Thank
So
you so much for sharing that. And this is one of, in fact, this is a big part of the problem that we still need to get through. Labeling people, putting religion in this kind of issues, we have to find a way to end it. And do you know what? This woman was just one of the lucky ones. A lot of other people
exactly.
have not been lucky. They would have been injured badly, and some may have been killed from this kind of, people not understanding what dementia is really, I mean, what dementia really is. I want to really, really appreciate you for sharing this. And I want our people to learn more, do more researches, because this is happening to somebody that's very, very close to us, happening to our parents, to our friends, the
Exactly.
husbands, colleagues, neighbors. We need to understand what this condition. And I noticed you, and I picked something from what you said. You said that because she looked haggard. Yes, this is as a
Yes,
result of
yes.
not being looked after. And when
Mhm.
somebody cannot look after themselves, definitely, maybe she won't even remember to have a bath, to remember to have her medication, so that's affecting her health. Maybe she has even
Exactly.
other
Yeah.
conditions that needed support. And this is
True.
somebody who has been there for a lot of people when she had the
People,
opportunity, when she
exactly.
had the chance. This is why I put myself and other people in this kind of, I mean, like an example, that look at somebody in our situation as we are now. We can do everything for ourselves. Before long, or in a matter of years, we don't pray for it because nobody does. What if we find ourselves in this kind of situations? How would we love to be
Hmm.
looked after? So thank you so much, Mr. Tunji, from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you.
Yes, yes. One last thing I would like to say is, um, we are reaching out to a lot of people with this program, but I really wish something can be done at home too to educate people, because there are a lot of people not listening to this, especially in the grassroots level, like the villages and all of that. They need to be educated too, because what they know is witchcraft and religion.
Hmm.
They are not even aware of what dementia is.
Thank you
So
for highlighting that. We, as much as possible, want to reach out to a lot of people, and this is why we're encouraging people to download the Kosoro Radio app. They can text us, they can call us. This is how we can participate as a community. This is a community where people come together.
mm,
Like, look at the way you shared your own, like your own experience, something that you felt like, could this really be happening? But it is happening. But this is how we can let people understand that this is not a sign of weakness. When you ask for help, or when you discuss things like this, then other people will be able to get what is really happening around us, or understand that it is nothing to do with religion. It is nothing to do with being a witchcraft, I mean, being a witch. It is nothing to do with the culture. It is something that we have to embrace with love and know how to care for people in this situation. Listen, thank you, Mr. Tunji Colley from Lagos. Happy Sunday once again. Take care of yourself. Bye for
yeah,
now.
me too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. We're going to go on to the next text message. No, I haven't actually finished that one from wishing me a happy Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm going to go back to afternoon, Mrs. Farmer. Happy holidays. Well done. You're doing a great job here. I have these questions. Yes. So, how do we protect our elders from social stigma? Yeah, we've said this before on the program this afternoon. We can protect them by making sure that they are safe. We can safeguard them, and then by protecting them is letting people know that this is a medical condition that has happened to my mom, or this is a medical condition that has happened to my dad. Being an advocate for them, speaking on their behalf, making sure that they get all the care and support that they need, by ensuring that they take their medication on time if there is need for it, by making sure that they attend their hospital appointments, by making sure that they live in good clean environment, by making sure that they have good clean clothing, weather friendly, by ensuring that we provide people who know about that condition, that are able to care for them, in a way that we know that when we sleep in our own homes, we know that my mom or my dad or my uncle or my, relative if is going to be well looked after. And again, I want us to emphasize that saying that it's none of my business. When we see this set of people being abused, it's not something good. We should stop that, saying it is none of my business. Some care providers go as much as hitting this set of people. This is very, very sad, and it breaks my heart. It really, really breaks my heart to, especially people who provide care for people living with dementia. I want to stress it out that you need to be knowledgeable about this condition. You need to show compassion. Looking after people who suffer or who have this condition is not for everybody. Let me just say it as plain as it is. Not everybody can do it. So if you know in your heart of hearts that you cannot do it, I think it's best not to go and do it. Rather than go into this field or go into looking after somebody like this and then maltreating them, hitting them, abusing them, taking advantage of their vulnerability. I think it is morally wrong. I'm not happy when I see cases like that, especially when you hit them or when you force them to do things that you know that they don't want to do. They are people, they are human, they have feelings. This is very, very personal to a lot of people, and I know you want to agree that we often don't say a lot of things out, especially when somebody is maltreating your own blood, your own sister, your own brother, or your own father, or your own mother. I think this is something that we need to really, really address. So today we have learned something very, very important. Dementia is not witchcraft. It is not a curse. It is not a punishment. Dementia is not a witchcraft. It is not a curse, and it is not a form of punishment. It is only a medical condition that can affect anybody. It can affect you, it can affect me, it can affect a loved one, and it can affect anybody. So let us choose compassion over judgment. Compassion over judgment. Let us choose understanding over ignorance. I repeat, understanding over ignorance. Let us choose love over stigma. Love over stigma. When it comes to dementia, let us choose love, because one day it could be any of us in that position, and we would all want to be treated with love, with compassion, with dignity, with respect. At this moment, I want to say thank you all for staying with me on Real Talk with Mrs. Pham. Happy Sunday, happy Easter. Once again, stay blessed, stay kind, keep loving one another. Happy Easter holiday. Till I see you next time on Kosoro Evergreen Radio. Stay tuned to Real Talk with Mrs. Pham. Bye for now, and God bless you all.